Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Thursday the 27th of July 2023 in today's Millwall news. Still talking about the Charlton game, namely this one from londonnewsonline.co.uk. Millwall boss explains why informed attacker did not feature against Charlton. He was on the bench, he didn't come on. Haven't read this yet. What do you think? It's probably a slight knock, shall we say? Something like that. Lovely photo of that though. Kind of looks like Norman Wisdom there. What he's doing with his mouth. This is from South London Press, londonnewsonline.co.uk. Millwall boss explains why informed attacker did not feature against Charlton. Millwall manager Rowett explained why Duncan Watmore did not feature against Charlton. The former Middlesbrough and Sunderland attacker has been one of the Lions' brightest performers in pre-season, but Watmore was an unused sub in Tuesday's 2-2 draw at the Den. Well, it was deliberate, Rowett told the South London Press. He's been good, but he's not got through pre-seasons previously for various reasons. It was just one where we thought about the fact that he'd done so many minutes and looked good. And he's trained virtually every day, which has been unusual for him in terms of historically. I didn't want to push that. It was a good opportunity to give him a little bit of a breather. I was tempted to bring him on and try and win the game, but that's where you judge the game in a little bit of isolation because you're not going to put your strongest team out, are you? You're not desperately trying to win it with your subs. We wanted to let the youngsters have a go and see what they could do. Let Donk live to fight another day. Hopefully he should be nice and fresh for the weekend and no issues. I've just had a gut feeling to leave him that night and let him have a bit of a breather. So yeah, you don't grind your players down, especially ones that have a history of not being totally fit. Not only that, but it's obviously they're playing Saturday. They played behind closed doors against Bournemouth on Saturday. Then you got a game on Tuesday, and then you got another game on Saturday. Is he one of these players that can't do that? He can't play 3 games in a week, which is obviously in pre-season you're trying to get them up in terms of match fitness. But if he can't even, if he's one of those who can't do 3 games in a week, you've got to manage that anyway. So we'll see. A lot of these players, the ones who have explosive pace and stuff like that, wingers, they are typically like this. Like we've seen it with Mason Bennett. But a lot of them do have this kind of preciousness about them, where they do get injured quite easily and quite often. So you do have to manage them, and you do need a stable of those type of players to manage the injuries that will come along. So here we go. Not injured, just precautious from Gary Rowett there. And then he starts him against Fortuna Sittard, and he gets a season-long injury. Yeah, manager's intuition. Also, from the game, southwarknews.co.uk, Gary Rowett praised for Millwall subs who added spark against Charlton. Romain Esse and Adamu Amaku helped the Lions grab a draw in the fiercely contested pre-season clash. Gary Rowett heaped praise on his substitutes after they sparked a dramatic revival against Charlton Athletic in Millwall's most challenging pre-season game so far. The Addicts were the one that we've seen. We didn't see the behind closed doors one against Bournemouth. The Addicts raced into a 2-goal lead through Roy Anderson and Charlie Kirk in the first match at the Den since May. But a series of second-half subs, including the introduction of Romain Esse and Adamu Amaku, turned the match back in the Lions' favour to keep their unbeaten pre-season record intact. Millwall previously strolled to victory in their friendly games in front of fans, beating Gillingham 2-0, Sutton United 3-0. League One Charlton offered a far tougher challenge, but goals from Kevin Nisbet and Amaku saw Millwall avoid defeat against a side they boast an incredible record against. With the championship season now just over 1 week away, Rowett was pleased to see the fighting spirit in his team during a surprisingly intense and high-tempo 2-2 draw. The Millwall boss said, "First half was a bit disappointing. We didn't play quickly enough. We didn't move quickly enough. We were playing it in straight lines. We were a little bit predictable. And I thought Charlton weren't. They moved the ball well, showed a level of composure and quality that they needed, and we got in some good areas. And I think in the second half, we actually started to liven up a little bit. Romain and Adamo coming on. This gave us more spark, simple as that. They came on, Ron beat 3 or 4 players on 2 or 3 occasions. Ado runs away from the defender, shows a little bit of pace and power. A great finish to boot, and that's what you're looking for. Sometimes when you make those changes with the young players, you think, am I going to weaken the team? Should I keep some senior players on? But for Ron and Ado, I thought both of them did really well and showed a level of quality. First half, from a performance point of view, we weren't happy, of course. You don't want to be 2-0 down, especially with the fans here. But for me, it was more about some of the lessons of the first half. Not moving enough, not playing quickly enough, playing too slowly, side to side. backwards, whatever formation you play. If you do that, you're going to cause yourself a problem. Give the opposition a chance to press you. And I thought the second half we were much better. SA assisted Imaku for the equaliser as he slipped a ball into the path of the Irish forward. Imaku, 19, then barrelled through and hit a powerful effort past Charlton keeper Harry Ested. But the first strike came from Nisbet, who finished superbly after being played in by Benny Mitchell, who was also among the second half arrivals. Nisbet now has 5 goals in 3 games in front of fans since signing from Hibernian earlier this summer. Nizzy, he showed that high-level finishing, Rowett added. He had half a yard, he knows the defender's going to open up his legs to try and block it, and he just pokes it through his legs into the bottom corner. It's sublime quality. It was a lot better finished than perhaps it looks. The comeback left Millwall fans gloating at full-time at Charlton, failing to secure even a friendly win against their rivals. In competitive fixtures, the Lions are unbeaten against Charlton since 1996, and that's not for want of trying. Many, many games they have not beaten us since 1996. So there you go. Moving on to this, also from southwarknews.co.uk, vocal leader Wes Harding explains why he picked Millwall over other options. The defender joined on a free after leaving Rotherham. New Millwall defender Wes Harding says the Lions project excites him, and he has tipped the summer signings to give the club a final push. The 26-year-old signed on a free deal last week after leaving Rotherham, where he'd spent 3 years. Now he's ready to impose himself at the Den and help Millwall finally land a place in the Championship's top 6. He told our paper, I had a couple of options, but this was the best option in terms of where the club have been and where they're going. It really does excite me. So that's why Millwall have won. I'm hoping we can finish in the playoffs. I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but I'm really hoping so. They were so close last year. And I'm hoping that a few of us being added to the team can give us that final push. I'm aggressive, I'm vocal, I'm a leader, and I'm really athletic as well. And I like to impose myself on the game, whether that be offensive or defensive. Harding came through Birmingham City's academy and spent 5 years in and around the first team at St Andrews. He then left for Rotherham in 2020, where he won many admirers among the fans. Miller's supporter Mick Lax from the New York Talk podcast says he remembers Harding being a solid defender with an ability to sometimes stun the fans. He said, he's a very solid championship right back. I'm disappointed to see him go, if I'm perfectly honest. He's better at right back, he's more suited to right back, but he can play on the right of the back three. Every now and again, maybe 2 or 3 times a season, he turns into prime Messi. He'll pick the ball up and beat every player on the pitch. It's bizarre when he does it. You think, where the hell did that come from? Harding joins Kevin Nisbet, Joe Bryan and Casper Denor as Mill's new additions this summer. Mason Bennett and Scott Malone both left for the free at the end of their contracts in May, while Loneys, Charlie Cresswell, Callum Stiles, Jamie Shackleton and Oliver Berg all returned to their parent clubs. The transfer window shuts on September the 1st. So there you go. Over a month left still to go. Will we still sign any more players? We aren't signing Mark Travers, the Bournemouth goalkeeper, on loan. He's decided to join Stoke City on loan. That deal went through today. So if we are to get a new keeper, if the club are looking for a new keeper, then surely we will be linked with another goalkeeper, and they're definitely trying to replace Long. It's not just mad rumours. It's like, the club are trying to bring in a better goalkeeper. So we'll wait and see if they get one in the time between now and September the 1st. Now, today is Thursday, tomorrow is Friday. Yep. And there is a game tomorrow, which you may or may not be interested in. It is a Millwall game. It's Millwall under 21s at Dulwich Hamlet. This is from Dulwich Hamlet's Facebook page. Don't forget, we have the young lions of Millwall Football Club heading to Champion Hill as we face their under 23s, not under 21s. 7:45 kickoff. We will be open from 6:30, selling IPAs and plenty of snacks, vegan snacks. Our final home game of the pre-season this year. Get your tickets now. Game tomorrow. Dulwich Hamlet's first team versus Millwall's under 21s, who've lost 3 big players now. More on that later. 2 of them have gone on loan. Nana Boateng's gone on loan. Joe Wright's gone on loan. And another one has gone on loan. I'll tell you about that soon, but not now because we're moving on to this. The banners that Millwall said they were going to put up, they put up. And here they are. Season ticket holders, if you got a season ticket before a certain date, they said they were going to put your name on a banner, and here it is. It looks pretty good, actually. I wonder if is it double-sided? I don't know. So Millwall season ticket holders for 23-24, asterisks after a certain date, have now had their names immortalised at the Den in celebration of 30 years in SC16, and to mark their fantastic and loyal support, those who have committed all year long have had their names printed on banners hanging outside of the Barry Kitchener stand. So that's the front stand by the ticket office, formerly known as the West Upper. The banners were in action for the first time for Tuesday night's pre-season friendly against Charlton and will remain there until the conclusion of the campaign. Next time you're at the Den, take a look up and spot your name. And here we go. H, I, and J. A couple of things to spot out. Yoko Oshino. Oh, Japanese. Has a season ticket down the Millwall. Interesting there. There's a Polish couple of Polish names there. I have no idea how to pronounce them. Oliver Rinevich. That other one's even worse. Przemysław Hernevich. Something like that. And loads of users. Are they surely not the same family? We're starting off with we got 2 Alfie users, so surely they're not the same family, because why would you name 2 kids Alfie? I don't know. Have you got a brother with the same name as you? Maybe you have. Alan Hughes, Christopher Hughes, Clifford Hughes, David Hughes, Elliot Hughes, all the users. Obviously part of the Welsh migration into London. The name stuck, but the Welshness didn't, really. Loads of Joneses as well. I'm sure some of you had Joneses in your family. That's from Wales as well, when they came here in the Victorian era. Famously, you see the signs Jones the Butcher, because being a butcher was a pretty easy job to get, because no one wanted to be one. Having to deal with all those dead animals and cutting them up. But yeah, loads of uses. Yeah, this is just H, I, and J. So next time you're down there, see it. And it was, I think, only the early bird season ticket holders. So you had to get your money in quite early. So if you do it now, it's probably too late. I guess the club could maybe have a late one. When's before this, between now and when the season starts, they could probably just put a little amendment. I don't know, but yeah, what do you think? Interesting, right? A little interesting thing that they've done for the 30 years at the Den. Also 30 years at the Den, they're starting this. This is also from millfc.co.uk, the club's official website. Millwall Football Club introduces e-tickets. E-tickets. For the 23-24 season, Millwall Football Club is offering supporters the opportunity to have their match ticket on their mobile phone, designed to reduce queuing time at the Den's ticket office, and then transfer that queuing time to the turnstiles. I'm gonna guess. Are we gonna see, when's the Bristol City game? Sell out. My prediction: queues out the yazoo at the turnstiles as the things don't work. What happens if the Wi-Fi goes down, the electricity goes down? I suppose the electricity doesn't work. They have a backup generator. If they don't, they would have to call the game off. I'm guessing it's not safe. But even then, they wouldn't be able to get people into the stadium. Making entry into the stadium easier. The e-ticket initiative was available for the first time during Tuesday night's pre-season friendly against Charlton Athletic. Alternatively, fans can print their own ticket at home to then scan the QR code at the stadium's turnstiles. Take a look at the instructions below. E-tickets. E-tickets. There you go. So they'll just give you a barcode, and So yeah. So they give you a barcode that you use to scan it and thing. Your e-ticket does not have to be printed off and will also work if uploaded on your smartphone's respective applications. What if you take a picture of it? Hopefully this is smart enough. But here's the thing. Let's say what should we say? Let's say you leave your phone lying around somewhere. And then someone looks at it. They know you've got a ticket on there. They forward it to themselves. They take a picture of your ticket. Then they can get into the ground. Hopefully, what happens if someone scans the barcode in and it doesn't work? Is it intelligent enough to know that, sorry mate, you're trying to come in with the same ticket and someone's already got in with your ticket? Or will they just think, oh, it's not working? Hang on, mate. What do you mean it's not working? I paid for a ticket. Here it is. Let's get into the ground. Whereas if they're trying to style it out and trying to steal another ticket, whereas hopefully I assume the system will have a thing where as soon as that barcode gets scanned, that's it. It won't work again. So if you think you're going to get in by sharing one ticket with 2, 3, 4 people, like think again. But you know they're going to try it. They're going to try it. They're going to get told to fuck off, and then they're gonna kick off at the turnstiles, and the queues are going to go out the yazoo. That's what's going to happen, especially in the East Upper. You know what they're like up there. 100% that's going to happen. So if you use those turnstiles around the back to get into the East, if the family section, you go around that way. East Lower, where it's not so crazy, but you get going in the same turnstiles. You might have a bit of a nightmare at our home games now, with people trying to cheat with the e-tickets. So, although hopefully that they'll try it once and figure out, yeah, that's not going to work, and then they'll get the picture and not try and do it again. But e-tickets, apparently e-tickets. Now here we go. Millwall under-21s captain Chin Okoli joins Bromley on loan. So the under-21s, if you're going tomorrow to the Dulwich Hamlet games, no Joe Wright, no Nana Boateng, no Chin Okoli. And I'm assuming no Romain Esse and no Maku. So there you go. Mill defender Chin Okoli has joined Bromley on loan until January 2024. So 6-month loan. The under-21s captain who scored the winning goal to complete the Professional Development League national final victory at the Den last season will now ply his trade at Hayes Lane until the new year. Okoli will benefit from playing alongside Byron Webster in Kent, with former Lion Bisart Tobolodge also currently under contract at the Ravens. Bromley's Vanarama National League campaign begins with the trip to FC Halifax Town on Saturday the 5th of August. You can keep up to date with the Lions trio of loanees, Nana Boateng, Joe Wright and Okoli, in Millwall FC's weekly Loan Watch feature. There it is. And 2 of them, obviously being close, you can probably go to some of their games if it's near you. The Woking for Nana Boateng and Bromley for Okoli. So I'm sure a few Millwall fans will go to Bromley games during the season and you might see him there. Report back and tell us how he's doing. Now, speaking of 30 years at the Den, which those banners were part of, the celebrations, here we go. The club are asking for your best Millwall moments of 30 years at the Den. So obviously it has to be at the Den. So the FA Cup semi-final, the Wigan Auto Screens final, that's at Wembley. Playoff final win, that's at Wembley. So but it's at the Den. So what is your best Millwall moments at the Den? Is it the same ones that we all have? Is it the Mother's Day massacre of West Ham? Is it the FA Cup run, the Tranmere game? Is it those FA Cup games at home where we won? Is it Leicester, Aston Villa? Those big games. even before that, the Auto Windsor game, was it Walsall? Was it, or was Walsall away? Those games. Or is it something more personal to you? Maybe there's a game that you went with someone and they're not around anymore. It's the last game that you went with them. For me, a few things that are not obvious to stick out. I think there was a game around 96, 97. There was a game where we had 2 players sent off and we ended up winning that game. That was against Stoke and it was insane. We had like 9 players and we ended up winning. I just looked it up, I thought we were losing, but no, we were winning at half time 1-0 anyway. We ended up winning 2-0. But there was a game near that game where I thought we were losing. We had a player sent off and then Paul Shaw came off the bench and scored a hat-trick and we ended up winning. But maybe I'm misremembering. But so, in 23-24, Millwall Football Club celebrates 30 years at the Den. Since opening in 1993, SC16 has provided a plethora of magic moments along the way, and now we want to know your favourites. Perhaps that infamous opening game against Sporting Lisbon is stuck in your memory. Does the Lions Division 2 title win in 2001 have your vote? So, you mean the final game against Oldham, where we had home fans in the North Stand? What about the playoff night under the lights against Huddersfield Town in 2010? There have been some stunning strikes scored in South Bermondsey over the years, but do any of them deserve to be in the Den's Hall of Fame? Millwall Football Club is opening up the floor to its supporters to craft a list of the greatest moments at the Den. It's not greatest games, just greatest moments, which will be featured on millwallfc.co.uk in addition to inside a special edition programme commemorating 3 decades in SC16. Submit your entry to the email address below, letting us know why your choice means the most to you. With his greatest moments, I've got to think Harry Redknapp getting the ball in the face. That was a great moment, wasn't it? That was very, very funny. The Cardiff fan falling out of the stands. He's fine now. It's fine. We can all laugh about it. He's laughing about it. It's fine. I don't know. Did he sue the club? Did he go to one of those no win, no fee lawyers? Is that why we've got to have away fans in the lower tier? He probably did. He probably did try and sue them. I don't know. They may be settled. Yeah. What are the greatest moments? Maybe like I said, if it's something personal to you, maybe your kid was doing the old relay race at half time, and he absolutely bossed it, and you're sitting there like, oh wow. Maybe you were a mascot, and then maybe you were a mascot, and then your kid's a mascot, and you're like, oh look, 2 generations of mascots or ball boys or whatever, something like that. Maybe you were a ball boy at one game and you touched the ball. You know, come on, hey. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Yeah. So, what do you think? Have a little think. What are your greatest moments at the Den so far? 30 years. Oh, hang on, what's this? They're gonna release a special edition program. So they're gonna make a one-off program covering 30 years at the Den. That I'm very interested in that. I do miss the program. So good. I don't know why they don't do like an end of year program or maybe like end of season review program. Well, they could do 2, like one like a start of the season program, like these are the players that come in and gone. This is last year's results and stuff like that. And then they could do one at the end of the season as well. Yeah, like if they could do 2 programs a year, that would sell them out. They could take the orders beforehand, say like cut it off in April, and then say, look, if you want one of these special edition programs, order it. Take a pre-order. As soon as we get all the pre-orders in by this cut-off date, we'll start sending them out because we're going to make them, so they don't have any like extras that they can't sell. I don't know why they can't do that. They can literally print to order. Like the technology is there now. Yeah, so they're going to do a special edition program. So fantastic to hear that. So if you've got any magic moments, I'm sure like they would want like if it's like really personal, like human interest kind of story, I'm sure they would love to hear about it, and you might get featured in this special edition program. So yeah, if you want to share, let us know your favourite matches, goals, moments, and more from the past. Maybe you proposed to your wife, or is that a magic moment? I swear, yes, I don't know. It depends how it's going, doesn't it? Might be a not so magic moment. Yeah. So if you've got any, email them to mlitchfield@millwallfc.co.uk. So there you go. 30 years at the Den. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? It's 30 years since 1993. Oh dear. Oh dear. And on that note, thank you for watching and goodbye.